All right, so get right here, page 147. It says, if peons refuse to give up the land, the rulers and federal soldiers move in, raping, murdering, stubborn Yaquas showed title maps to their land signed by the King of Spain were rounded up and sold into slavery to Yucatan Sicily planters at 70 pesos a head and extra profit for scientificals. Many of the Yaqua women, like the Greek sultans in Brian's time, preferred to throw themselves with their babies into the sea. It says surviving Indians were left without woods, water, or any way of making a living off the land. In the United States, General U.S. Grant announced to investors that 7 million Aztecs were waiting to build railroads. Rockefellers, Aldrich's, Gulls, Hammerins, and Guggenheims and McCormick's seized the opportunity to buy cheap land and hire dirt cheap labor to operate railroad and mine concessions. The Creole Central, acting as middleman and legal advisors, amassed quick fortunes through large legal fees, stock manipulation, kickbacks, payouts such as subtle tricking to selling arms and ammunition to Indian rebels that the government was officially exterminating. All right, so it's just showing you, man, they was enslaving the indigenous people of Mexico, man. All right, so there's no getting around it, man, that so-called Mexicans are the Israelites of the Bible, man. All right, you guys, you need to shut the hell up, man. All right, now let me see. All right, so this say right here, they getting shipped slavery. This is the book all right, African Americans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forrest. All right, so the so-called Negroes are not Africans. All right, and the people so-called Native Americans, they're not Native Americans. All right, they're Israelites. All right, Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom, man. All right, so look at what he wrote, page 32. It said it is not necessary to review all the data relative to the enslavement of the American maritime indigenous people in Panama, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Mexico, Peru, and other countries, but there is sufficient evidence to indicate that at least through 1550, large number of slaves were procured and shipped to various locations. Okay. All right. So, there you go, man. All right, so right here you got what? Zebulon, Asher. Zebulon right here. Issachar, Asher. All right. So, there's no escaping this, man. All right. There's no escaping this. Okay. All right, so right here, it says on page 174, in another book by Jack D. Forrest, The American Discovery of Europe. All right, it says what? It says large number of captives in Spain to Portugal was Muslims of Spain. All right, of Spanish, Wolof, Berber, Arab descent. All right, these number Israelites, man. All right, when people say the Moors are Israelites. Spanish officials are seen to have been suspicious of all non-whites in Spain who had become Ladino, Spanish-speaking, literally Latino, to attempt to prevent their passage to the Americas out of fear of spreading dangerous ideas to the Native Americans. There are such as Islamic or Judaic ideas. All right, why that? Because the people of America are the Israelites. All right, because they didn't want the other Israelites to tell them, man. All right, it said the fear was that persons of color might have been contaminated in Spain by contact with Muslims, Jews. All right, but they really weren't about the Jews. All right, those who continue law, statutes, commandments, how power Yahweh, or the people of color who had involved subversive ideas. In any case, it would be interesting to know how Americans from such diverse areas of Brazil. All right, so that's Asher, Boriquin. All right, that's Ephraim, Haiti. All right, that's Ephraim and Simeon, Cuba, that's Mexico. All right, the Bahamas, that's Ephraim again. All right, Florida, all right, that's Reuben. Mexico, all right, it said right here, Mexico, all right, that's Issachar, man. And Venezuela, Colombia, coasts interact with each other and with Muslims and Africans of very diverse backgrounds, all right. So the point is, they're not African Israelites. The point is right here, Mexico, man. All right. So there you go, man. So how they get over there, man? Deuteronomy 28, they came on the ships. All right. And this is the book right here. Slavery in America, An Eyewitness of History by Dorothy Schindler and Carl J. Schindler. All right. It's on page right here. 230, it says what? It says New York abolishes Indian slavery, declaring all free except such as have been formerly brought from Bay of Campeche, Mexico, and other foreign parts. I'll read it again. All right, this in 1679. It said New York abolished Indian slavery, declaring all free except such as have been formerly brought from the Bay of Campeche, Mexico, and other foreign parts. And down at Campeche, Mexico, that's what Maya had, Zebulon had, man. All right. All right. Because in Mexico, you got the Issachar, you got Zebulon, man. All right. So you guys, man, you don't know history, you don't know nothing, man. All right. Now right here, let me get this out of his page 95 of the book, The American Discovery of Europe by Jack D. Forts. All right. So these some good books, man, you bros. You need to get this, man. All right, and it show you how they match right here with the scripture. All right, it says right here, it says on page 95, it said many thousands, if not millions of Americans, talking about the so-called Native American Indians, were enslaved in 1492, and their bondage often include being shipped to Africa, the Canary Islands, Portugal, Spain, and elsewhere. Okay. So let's go back to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28. Look at this. Deuteronomy 28:68. Also Deuteronomy Deuteronomy 28:64. It said, Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor fathers had known, even wood and stone. All right. So, there you go, man. All right. And get this. Page 95. It's a lot. Just be patient with me, y'all. All right, it says, all right, it says right here, I'm going to continue. It says, I'll read it again. I'll read it over again. Many thousands, if not millions of Americans were enslaved after 1492. Their bondage often include being shipped to Africa, the Canary Islands, Portugal, Spain, elsewhere. One would accept, therefore, to find a certain number of persons living today in the Mediterranean, Ivory Peninsula, and African coast region who could well possess American mtDNA or the American Y chromosome. All right, man, they forefathers, man. Careless as well as blood types of the market. Confusion could be added by the fact that many of the Americans were derived from the areas in Brazil and the Caribbean, where few, if any, mixed Native American now live. Thus, they could pass on to European genetic markers that would not be known to geneticists studying contemporary dish in America. It said a huge number of Taino, Awas, Caribbeans, and other people from many regions, especially along the east coast of America, from Newfoundland, then Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and over to Argentina, had disappeared in a sense of misplaced. Survivors may have African and European ancestry and probably had partially or largely ignored by genetic researchers, man. All right, so you had confusion of faces over there in Africa and in Europe, man. All right, they're descended from the Nordic kingdom, from the Americas, man. All right, that's the confusion of faces, man. All right, they are scattered abroad. All right, you guys, you don't know history, man. You don't know scriptures. Where's that? It says right here. It said, "Oh Yahweh, righteous belong to us, but unto us confusion of faces, as this day to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, to all Israel that are near, that are far off, through all countries, whether thou hast driven them, because of their trespass, they had trespassed against thee." All right, and you scoff time, you don't see this confusion of faces. What about Blake Griffin's son? All right, you guys, you don't know history, man. You just shut up. All right, we a great master on other camps. Not teach like us, man. We know the scriptures. You don't. All right, let me get this right here, cause I almost forgot this one. All right. Now this is the guy, Nuno the Gusman. All right, he conquered the perpetual people. All right, that's now. It says let me get right here. So in 1525, Spanish Crown Portland governed a native territory of Panuco on the Gulf Coast, was now northeast Mexico. All right, so we're gonna go down, we're gonna scroll right here. It says right here, it said, as Governor Guzman instituted a system of Indian slave trade in Panuco during a raid along Rio de los Palmas in 1528. He allowed every horseman to take 20 Indian slaves, each footman 15. In 1529, he gave out individual slave permissions amount to more than 1,000 slaves. Initially, Guzman did not allow Spaniards to sell slaves for export except in exchange for livestock, but later he gave more than 1,500 slave licenses, each permitted taking between 15 and 50 slaves in an 8-month period. The slaving operation in Panuco expanded when Guzman became president of the Royal Audiencia of Mexico. He had Indian slaves smuggled to Panuco and shipped to the Caribbean. Indian slaves were branded on the face. Taking Indian slaves was not explicitly outlawed in the period between 1528. Beginning in 1528, Indian slave operations came under increased royal control, but were not prohibited. The regulation of September 1528 regular slave owners to present proof of legality of taking of any slaves before branding. In 1529, the crown began investing into slave enterprise of Guzman. All right, so there you go, man. People that's go being shipped, man. Deuteronomy 28:68, Deuteronomy 28:64, man. All right, you guys, you don't know nothing. You need to shut up. All right. Now right here is this book. All right, The Forgotten Dead: Mob Violence Against Mexicans in the United States in 1848 to 1928. All right, and this is about lynching. Y'all talking about they never was lynched. You know, it's a lie, man. All right. Yeah. All right. You guys know a lot of feelings hurt. It's good. You know, hey, scoffers get scorched, man. All right, scoffers get scorched. All right, so right here it says Deuteronomy 28 and 50. Let me get this camera focused right here. It says, a nation feels countable should not regard a person old, nor show favor to the young. All right. And right here it says Deuteronomy 28 and 64. It says, Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods. There shall neither will the storm nor falling that which nor thy fathers had known, even witness stone right here. This one I want to get at. It says verse 65 said, among the nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall thy foot should have rest. Or talking about slavery, all right. So I just prove all that. But the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart and failing eyes and sorrow mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance on thy life. And this is what happened when the so-called Negroes was lynched in America. Also the so-called Mexicans, man. All right, and this is the book of Forgotten Dead by William D. Kerrigan and Clive Webb, man. It's about the lynches of the so-called Mexicans, man. All right. And you can see right here, too, it's called brothers, so-called Mexican brothers being lynched, man. You can see the Edomites, man, they smile at everything, man, just like they smiled at the so-called Negroes being lynched. All right, the tribe of Judah. All right. It says right here, introduction, it says, from the California gold rush to the last recorded incidents of a Mexican lynch in public, 1928, vigilante hang, burn, and that ain't the last time they hang, burn a so-called Mexican. Here's a car, right? Vigilante hang, burn, and shot thousands of persons of Mexican descent in the United States. The scale of mob violence against Mexicans is staggering far exceeding the violence enacted on any other immigrant group, comparable at least on per capita basis to the mob violence suffered by African Americans, all right, the tribe of Judah. Yet, it said, yet, despite its importance of pervading this mob violence against Mexicans, had never been fully studied. More than almost other victims of lynching, Mexican village had been the forgotten dead. All right. Here, get this right here. Get to a point. Let's see, page. All right, you see right here the hanging at Water Bridge, May 3rd, 1887, Santa Cruz, California. Get this focus. All right, it said the hanging of, you can see right here. I'm trying to get this focus, man. Yeah, camera acting up, so I just gotta read this. It says, Santa Cruz, California, courtesy of Carvello Photography. All right. All right, so I get this focus. All right, let me get this. Cause I'll blast you brothers get this book too, man. It's a good book. All right. Alright, and okay, right here it says how mobs and vigilante justify the killing of Mexican, killing his tribe. It's called lynchers most commonly allege that their victims deserve execution because they committed murder, and this mobs targeting Mexicans were little different than other vigilante, yet far more interest is the second most common charge level against Mexican victims of mob violence was this theft. This is one of the most significant differences between mob violence against Mexicans in the United States and the lynching of African Americans. All right, the tribe of Judah. It said while African Americans, all right, the tribe of Judah, all right, not because they not African American, were also lynched for property crime. Mexicans were significantly more likely to be killed for alleged crimes such as horse and cattle theft. All right, so according to the data compiled in this book, mobs seem to have been motivated by property crimes and the killings of Mexicans in nearly 1/5 of the cases. All right, you see right here, man. And comparing the tables, they got Judah right here and they got Issachar. Murder 33.3%, 61.1%. Violation of sex norms 33.6, 2.4. Rape and murder 1.9, 1.3. Non-sexual assault 9.8, 2.4. Death for robbery 4.0, 17.9. Other 10.3, 12.6. Unknown 3.2, 2.4. All right, so it's just comparing what crimes they falsely charging Judah and Issachar, man. All right, so here you go. Right here is let me see. All right, so I could just go on and on, man. All right, so I'm gonna read right here. It says what? It says one of the most, on page 68. It said one of the most brutal killings of a Mexican for sexual assault was that of Aurelio Castillo on January 30, 1896. Castillo had persisted in courting a white girl, calling an Edomite girl, despite the angry objections of a family. Seized by the mob, the Mexican was shot 8 times, his body burned, and his corpse left near a post office outside of San Antonio. The lynching resumed the acts of the mob violence against African Americans, all right, tribe of Judah, so-called African Americans. Said many essential aspects, partially the accidental victim had been transcribed, prescribed as sexual boundaries and the body mutilation of the corpse. All right, it said while Castillo case possessed other parallels with the lynching of blacks in the late 19th century, saw the infrequency of such cases involving Mexican violence suggests that Anglo mobs did not begin their work predetermined to suspect Mexican men of sexual deviance. This point to reference by the fact that Anglo mobs sometimes employed non-lethal mob violence against Mexicans as early as 1853. A posse of California Rangers, local citizens, captured Isidro Alberto, who was led to have broken into the home of the Temple family and raped an Anglo woman named Margaret Temple. The police gave Alberto 250 lashes, cropped his hair, and expelled him from the mines upon the threat that if he ever returned, he would be hanged. While it's true that Anglo mob did not always respond the same way across the space and time to the charge of African American rape, the surviving sources strongly suggest that Anglo did not regard two crimes as equally dangerous to social order. All right, so this point is, man, they getting falsely. And Jake had the shit bit out of him, stuff like that, man. All right, so just show you, man, the lynching of Issachar. It did happen, man. All right, not as you believe. There's more in this book, man. All right. This is the woman right here. It's on July 5th. All right. July 5th, 1851. A crowd over 2,000 men gathered along the riverbank of Downview, California, to witness the hanging of a Mexican woman named Juana. Luisa. All right. She had been convicted by a vigilante committee of murder in the day earlier. Citizens of Dumbville had joined in the national celebration of Independence Day that night. An intoxicated Australian miner named Frederick Canyon wandered from door to door, demanded the local resident share a drink with him. And the drunken super Canyon succeeded and smashed the front door of the cabin where Juana lived with her husband, Jose. All right, Juana and Canyon exchanged angry insults at one another before the miner staggered home. The following morning, three individuals again got into an argument that ended at the Louisa home. Louisa demanded payment for the damage Canyon had caused the night before. Canyon denounced Juana as a whore and attempt to enter cabinet. This moment Nita reached for a knife and stabbed him to death. All right, so this E might try to come at her, man. She got hanged for it, man. All right, so there's many more lynches in this book, man. All right, get it. But the point is that the so-called Mexicans, the indigenous people, Mexico, are the Israelites that the Bible speak of, man. All right. And also they was called bad words, man. Deuteronomy 28 verse 37. Spick, All right, wetback. All right, all the various other names, man. Proving they the Israelites of the Bible, man. There's no getting around this, man. The so-called Mexicans are Israelites from the tribe of Issachar, man. All right, so shalom.